The seasoning. Salt, also known as sodium chloride, is a crystalline mineral made up of two main components, 40% sodium and the rest chlorine. It is obtained from salt mines or the evaporation of sea water and other mineral-rich water, and it has been used to improve the flavor of food and as a method of storage since ancient times. It was also used in tanning, dyeing, bleaching, pottery, soap, and chlorine detergent to preserve foodstuffs, but it is now widely used. It is worth mentioning that while refined salt, also known as table salt, is the most popular variety of salt, there are others, such as sea salt and kosher salt, that varies in taste, texture, and manufacturing method, as well as sodium concentration. And other minerals, although it is important to remember that salt of any kind should be used sparingly and intelligently. The health benefits of salt is particularly beneficial to the body's health, and its advantages include: it contains sodium and chlorine, two vital components that contribute to the preservation of human life. Sustaining the body's fluid balance, because fluid balance is critical for the health of the body's numerous organs, including the heart, liver, and kidneys. It regulates blood fluids and avoids low blood pressure. It plays a role in a variety of nerve and brain activities. Salinity Sources hidden salt is salt that is readily available in significant quantities in prepared dishes and fast foods. Its amount is unpredictable, and some foods naturally contain sodium, which is a major component of salt, such as meat, seafood, eggs, some vegetables, and dairy products. However, baked goods, prepared meats, cured meats, pizza, ready-made soups, sandwiches, and poultry, according to the American Heart Association, have the highest salt content. Here's how to figure out how much sodium is in certain foods. 140 mg per egg, 180 mg in 30 grams of milk, 40 mg in 200 grams of plain yogurt, 76 mg in 200 grams of low-fat yogurt, 140 mg in 50 grams of fresh, uncooked celery. 120 mg per 60 grams of cooked spinach. It is worth mentioning that while other veggies are low in sodium, canned vegetables have a high sodium content. The body salt requirements. The World Health Organization and the American Heart Association advocate avoiding exceeding the minimum daily sodium consumption of 1,500 mg, or about half a teaspoon of salt. Salt should never be added to the meals of infants under the age of 1 year. Because their kidneys are still developing, they are immature. Sodium insufficiency is caused by a lack of sodium. When there is a big volume of fluid inside the body, sodium deficit occurs, and the following factors contribute to this decrease. Fluid retention occurs, and diuretics are used to minimize fluid retention in this scenario. Addison's disease is an illness that affects the adrenal glands. The small intestine is blocked. Thyroid issues, diarrhea, and vomiting. Make sure you drink plenty of water. Burns, the negative effects of a low sodium diet, as well as the negative effects of a low sodium diet, include the following: a rise in the blood level of bad cholesterol, LDL, and triglycerides. Heart illness, particularly in people with heart failure, increases the chance of death. Increasing the body's insulin resistance. Patients with type 2 diabetes have a higher chance of death. Sodium shortage is dangerous. Because sodium deprivation has a negative impact on brain function, it can create a variety of health problems. As a result, it can cause some serious side effects, such as: I am tired and sluggish, confusion and dizziness, convulsive fits, muscle spasms, unconsciousness, coma. When the risk of dying is greatly lowered. Salt-related damage. The level of sodium in the human body is controlled by the body. When the levels are too high, thirst develops, and the kidneys speed up the process of eliminating it. High sodium levels have been linked to a variety of health issues, including: osteoporosis risk is increased, kidney disease is more likely, high blood pressure is linked to an increased risk of heart disease and stroke, increased risk of stomach cancer. According to certain scientific research, taking significant amounts of salt can increase the risk of stomach cancer by 68%, due to the damage it can bring to the stomach, which includes: infections and stomach ulcers can be caused by Helicobacter pylori, or stomach bugs. Because it produces inflammation, which raises the danger of stomach exposure to carcinogens, it causes harm and damage to the stomach lining. Note: some disease states necessitate reducing salt intake if the doctor recommends it. However, if the person is healthy and eats healthy and complete food and is not ready, there is no need to be concerned about salt intake. Salt can be added in moderation during cooking to improve flavor, but caution should be exercised. He emphasized the importance of limiting the quantity of salt ingested in food to avoid sodium deficit or excess in the blood, as well as to preserve overall health.